Hello everyone, this is Bob and Threadbare, and welcome back to The Witcher 3. So, where we last left off, we had explored a battlefield, helped reunite a pair of brothers, introduced a Nilfgaardian to, his new northern family, so to speak. And at this point, I'm going to be clearing some more question marks. It seems like we've got a few of them all at once here. Oh crap. Alright, got a couple more left here. Oh! Aw man. Sword's on a full charge and I'm out of enemies. But, yeah, I'm just giving you a closer look there. But, you know, sometimes some extra monsters crawl out of the, crawl out when you bomb a monster nest. I do have a bunch of stuff I can collect here, and
magic. A place of power.
let's just get that in there. Alright, don't see any red dots on the mini-map, so I guess that was it. That and a whole bunch of skulls. And there we go. Nice. Fresh new ability point that I'm not going to be using. At least not in any sort of hurry. See, to get more of those mutations, those high-level mutations, you have to... oh, new marker. You have to spend a whole bunch of ability points all at once. And so it's actually more useful for me to save up on ability points and hope I eventually get the right kind of mutagens, the red, green, and blue mutagens. And, so that door was locked, by the way. So right now I am trying to look for a way to get around there without killing myself with the fall. I talked earlier about fall damage. That is definitely too much right down there. Now, it is possible to slide down certain very steep slopes safely, but I am not seeing very much of a slope around here. Just a bunch of direct falls. Anyway, so yes, the cost of the mutations, which is something you get from Blood and Wine, by the way. That DLC is when they introduced the whole, like, post-ability... Oh crap. Still not sure if I can slide down that safely. But yes, that's where the mutations came from. And, not sure if you actually have to go down to the DLC area in order to fully access them. But whether or not that's true, it's something that you only really... Oh, thank goodness. Yeah, that was quite a fall, but I slid just long enough on it to avoid damage. Anyway, I'm gonna have to keep walking around here if I want to get back up along the other side of the cliff. Oh hey, this is the ford that we encountered the griffin at. But as I was saying, so to buy a new mutation, you need to spend some of the greater mutagens in order to get access to it, along with a small pile of ability points. Now, I have a fairly sizable pile of ability points at this particular moment, but what I'm short on are mutagens. I think I lost most or all of them during the transfer to New Game Plus. So I'll need to build up a new supply. In particular, the red mutagen, which is much harder to come across than the other two. In large part because the red mutagen is the one that gives you extra attack power when you attach them to your abilities. So, you know, the most useful one. Obviously, it's going to be the hardest one to find. But yes. Turns out there was just a bar on the door, so Geralt removed the bar, and now I've unlocked a shortcut, essentially. And up here, we've got ourselves a proper bandit camp. Alright, where's the wise guy? There he is. Oh, another one, huh? You want some of this too? Oh. Normally you can't just take them out like that when they're blocking. Speaking of blocking, what we have here is a guy with a shield. So, I believe the thing about shield users is that you can make them lose their shield if you hit them hard enough and often enough to make their stamina run out. That's the yellow bar, by the way. And yeah. So yeah, I smacked him on the shield hard enough that basically his left arm went numb, and he dropped his shield. But that is hard to do. Relatively hard to do. And so it's much easier just to do it, well, if you time your block perfectly, like when the character name flashes red, then you will parry instead of just blocking the blow, and that allows you to hit them with a counterattack, or just knock them off of their defense, so that you can hit them around their shield. And then, of course, you can also dodge around their shield by just moving faster than they can keep up with turning around. That is a bit harder to do, because, you know, it's even for a Witcher, just sort of dancing around does take more time than... Oh crap. Actually... Oh, it didn't even slide there. Huh. But yeah, even for a Witcher, dodging around, rolling around on the ground, it's going to take more time than just turning to face a new direction. Now this is curious. Someone set up a telescope here.
Strange.
And then apparently someone just got sliced to ribbons. Oh, spy's notes. That explains a bit. Right. Looks like they are spying on maybe that bandit camp we just cleared out. And... huh. Deserter gold. Looks like the spy was set up here to watch for deserter bandits, keep track of the deserter bandits so that they could attack them and get rid of them. And while he did watch the deserters hide their gold in... oh yeah, in the direction that he's looking, that telescope there. Speaking of in the same direction. But yeah, I'm guessing, yeah, the bandit camp that we just cleared out are the bandits in question. The deserters. But that they hid their loot elsewhere, which the spy noticed. Oh, damn. Fighting wolves can be kind of hard. They're really good at dancing out of the way, and then jumping right in to hit. But on the bright side, because I've got the the boosted Quen, whenever I get hit hard enough that the Quen shield evaporates, it blows up and momentarily stuns everybody nearby. And in the meantime, I don't have to worry about long-term health because every single food item I've got restores my health for 20 minutes apiece. Now, I should mention that food items do still normally provide healing, but it's like 5 seconds per item normally. Alright, more wolves in the woods. I'm not gonna worry about that though. Always gotta be more woods. Always going to be more wolves in the woods. Okay, what's this? Alright, maybe this is the bandit camp that he was looking at. But if so, where are the bandits? I apparently finished something just now, but it's not the Deserter Gold quest I've got. Bit confused about that. So the thing is that right now I'm doing one of the hidden treasure quests. The hint about a treasure is in one location, the treasure itself is in another location. Sometimes that other location is the other tent next to the one you found the hint in, which I think is what just happened. In other cases, it's a good 200-300 meters away, like with the Deserter Gold. And what we've got here is, looks like an old windmill, currently collapsing. The attached house has fallen in. A bunch of trees have just smashed through the roof. And it looks like the only place to go here is down into this poorly concealed basement. Oh, wait, hang on. I was trying to use Ard there. Okay, looks like we got ourselves some proper booty. Whoops. Okay, what have I not looked at yet? Ah. Oh. Huh. So the quest is completed, but there's still a chest down there that's glowing red instead of yellow. Or amber. I'm just gonna call that yellow. But the quest completed. So whatever's in there is unrelated. Speaking of unrelated, looks like we cannot get into this particular mill because the staircase into it is completely blocked and the debris does not respond to Ard. Why is that windmill turning, by the way? I mean, normally there's supposed to be some sort of canvas on each blade in order to catch the wind, but that's just the skeleton of a blade that's turning there. Is it just that windy? That door didn't want to open. Looks to be no other way in. Maybe it'll come up in one of the quests. But for now, at least, it looks pretty pointless. And in the meantime, we've got other question marks to clear. Like the one in what appears to be some sort of graveyard. Now this, as I recall, is where that unjustly tortured Witcher has been buried. And, speaking of that sort of thing, I get the distinct impression that in a crypt, we are most likely to encounter necrophages and specters. Also, looks like I'm at 114 out of 120.
Magic.
Oh, here we go. Overpowered Wraith. Oh, hang on. So the thing is that Wraiths don't need the same sort of consideration with the Yrden Trap as the Noon Wraiths and other such special ghostly undead. Spectral undead, let's say. Specters themselves are weak enough that you don't actually have to put them in the Yrden Trap. But then the thing is that I'm saying this right now as someone who has already played the game for, let's just say, a few more videos ahead of the one you're seeing right now. And so I have figured out the fact that I don't need Yrden when I'm saying this, but I had not figured that out when I was playing this. So just bear with me for perhaps a bit longer, but I'll figure it out eventually. Speaking of figuring it out, I'm still figuring out the controls here. To use the, the torch or the crossbow, which I've also got, you need to select it through the radial menu and then press the middle mouse button in order to pull it out. Oh, there we go. Let's see. Looks like the guy was actually searching for the Viper Sword diagrams. And, demanded trial by ordeal to get out of being tortured to death. So is that like part of the story that people just forgot about? Just came up with the explanation that he got tortured to death and got thrown in here? Because it sounds like he came in here...
Should draw from it.
Yeah, you already did that, Geralt. Yeah, it sounds like he sought out the decision to go here and clear it out of clear the specters out, but then failed in doing so and died. Anyway, we didn't fail, even though the specter had that angry red skull on it, which means it was much higher level than we were. And by the way, if something is extremely higher level than you are... Oh, no, that's the wrong sign. There we go. If something is extremely higher level than you, they don't even bother telling you what level they are. It's just too much for you to even think about it. So don't even bother. Alright, got us another monster nest.
Magic. A place of power.
And another one of those, yes. Oh. That one brought out another ghoul for retribution. Sword's only at 6 though. Probably won't get to power it up on this one. No. Only got it up to 7, and that was with 2 blows. So it actually powered down to 5 as just as I was walking over.
Winds howling.
Okay. Geralt says that because there's a storm coming in. Geralt only says that sort of thing when a storm comes in. Anyway, looks like there is a place of interest within the river, just to the west here. More wolves, damn it.
That stench.
By the way, you may have noticed that some of the wolves have brown coats and are called wargs. They're more powerful than wolves. That's it. That's the only distinction. Alright, now we're seeing a couple of red dots in the water here, so I'm getting my crossbow out. Because you can't fight your enemies with swords while you're underwater. Uh-oh. Oh dear. I died 2 blows. So yes, drowners in their element are more dangerous than drowners on the land. I think I'd better get out of here real quick, because yeah, that's all the damage I'm doing with my crossbow. I can hear them following me. Gotta get out of here. Okay, so the thing is that the crossbow actually does damage based on your current level. And also, there is a crossbow mutation that makes crossbow bolts do a lot more damage, as you can see there. From 100 to 800. Luckily, it's also at least partly a combat mutation, so I can keep my leveled skills. Oh dear. Oh dear. Okay, still taking a lot more damage than I would like. Still a lot more drowners nearby. Still not doing as much damage as I would prefer. So how about we check out the decoctions? Each decoction lasts, as you can see, 1800 seconds. I think that's like 30 minutes. Each one has a very specific, fairly powerful, and entirely unique ability. Wraith Decoction seems useful since I am taking a hell of a lot of damage per hit, so that should trigger the Quen shield that the Wraith Decoction provides. But yes, in exchange, it eats up a huge chunk of your toxicity meter. So you can see that I've got light green and dark green. Light green is from the swallow potion I drank to improve my regeneration. Oh, yep. That got Quen to pop up. Speaking of popping up, that drowner just, as soon as it died, just bounced off the ground and went up. But yes, swallow has the effect. The swallow effect is now faded, and so the light green part of the toxicity meter is gone. It slowly faded down because just as a matter of time passing. Okay, and what was that? Seriously, it? I went to all of that trouble for some pence. Great. Well, at least I checked off a point of interest, and oh hey, that's actually full of stuff. Emerald dust. So on. A bunch of monsters over there, but I think we're going to actually follow the objective right now. And go talk to the Nilfgaardians in their camp. But yes, the decoction effect is still active, and while it's still active, you still have 70 toxicity on a scale of 100. And while I could get more toxicity from learning new potion recipes, I can't, because there are no potion recipes, because I've already got all of the potions at max, because this is New Game Plus. So I'm stuck at 100.
Military camp. No locals allowed without the express consent of the garrison commander.
I look like a local to you?
You look like trouble.
Dead wrong. I make trouble go away. I'm a witcher.
A witcher? Captain Peter Sagwin Levy is in the tower. Turn right, past the gate.
Guessing your captain's got work for me.
This is the army, Nordling. There is no guessing.
To the tower. Go.
Alright, alright. Jeez. Oh. Huh. Oh.
Military camp.
You look dead wrong.
A witcher? Captain Peter
Guessing.
To the...
Okay, so I just off-screened the part where I got back to the present. And, yeah, so apparently I can't loot the stuff around here because the soldiers would get mad at me. And I just went ahead and did it anyway there that you saw, because I think this is like the only area in the entire world where that is true. Like, the game developers just sort of forgot about that mechanic, or only put it in here or something, because you can steal from pretty much whatever you want elsewhere in the game. I think the Nilfgaardians are supposed to be speaking some sort of Dutch.
Is it true? Northern women bathe but once every 3 moons.
Something that resembles Dutch or actual Dutch, I'm not sure.
Aye, Your Excellency.
I know there is little left in your granaries. But soldiers are men too, and so they must eat, correct?
Aye, Your Excellency.
How much grain will your village give?
Whatever you say, Your Excellency.
Look at my hands. Look. See the calluses? These are not the hands of an excellency, but of a farmer. So we speak peasant to peasant. How much can you give?
40 bushels. There'd be more, sir, but our lads, the Temerians, that is, took from us earlier and...
You will give 30, and that will do. Let us settle on it, and I wish to see the transport soon.
Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you kindly.
I summoned only the Elderman and the smith, Willis. But it is said he is a dwarf. You are too tall to be him.
Plan to requisition something from him, too?
If it is necessary, yes, of course. We are at war, in case you have not noticed. Who are you? Speak.
Geralt of Rivia, Witcher.
Vatgern. This explains why I did not hear your footsteps. What do you seek here?
Yennefer of Vengerberg. Where was she headed?
That is a military secret.
Haven't thrown me out yet. Haven't called the guards. So go ahead. What's your price?
There is a griffin in the area. Slay it. And then I shall see what I can do.
Why do you care about this griffin?
Because I care about people. The beast has killed 10 already, including a few of my men. To hunt it, I would need to mobilize the entire garrison, comb the woods, organize a batu. Simply impossible.
Too big a hassle?
No, too high a risk. I cannot disperse my forces. Temeria's army we have crushed, but its common folk remain, ready to answer a call to arms. So, as to this griffin, I can sit on my hands, or hire a professional.
It's a deal. Some questions before I start. Know where the griffin has its lair?
It kept to the Vulpine Woods at first. I sent a patrol there, 5 young men. A hunter found them 2 days on. They only recognized them because they wore our plate. Since then, The griffin has grown bold. Attacks in villages, fields, on the main road.
Meaning it's abandoned its lair. Gonna have to set a trap.
I judge from your tone this will not be easy. What do you require?
I'll need bait. A specific herb. Buckthorn. Scent should lure the griffin from 10 miles off.
Buckthorn? I do not know this. But I am not yet fluent in the common tongue.
Mm-hmm. Probably mastered the basics, though. Hands up. Kill them.
No. First came idioms. Don't play with fire, for example. Go to Tomira, an herbalist. She lives near the crossroads. She will aid you.
Need more information about this griffin. Its sex. Why it's abandoned its lair.
Shall I bring you witnesses?
They won't say anything I don't already know. I need to go where your men died. Look around. What's the name of the hunter who found them?
Mislav. He has a hut south of the village, very near the wood. Helpful fellow. A little strange, though.
Tamira and Mislav. Thanks.
Es sunt jakten.
Alright. Now have a two-part quest, and apparently the commander doesn't care if I steal his stuff.
Peasants do the dying.
Password.
Dunno any.
So, out for a little walkie, eh? Counting the Emperor's swords to lull you to sleep? Well, in the army, we've a place for nosy ramblers. The scaffold.
And thick-skulled quartermasters. They got a place.
You're clearly skilled at banter. And haggling? You got a knack for that as well?
Morale holding up around here? You boys think you can win this thing?
Ah, a spy after all. Or one to stir trouble.
Neither. Just curious.
Right. Well, tell anyone who cares we will win this war, because Radovid is mad, as everyone knows, and we've an extraordinarily well-drilled and well-supplied army. Incidentally, did you wish to buy something?
Show me what you're peddling.
Alright. It's actually peddling quite a bit here. Including a lot of... Oops. What did I... Oh, I'm selling useless weapons. That's fine, then. Yeah, you gotta click on the things. I'm getting a lot of runestone diagrams here. Lesser runestones. But that's fine. That's fine. Also, I didn't need those swords. There's really not much that can keep up with the steel sword I've already got. And speaking of keeping up, Jesus. Look at all this junk. All of this expensive junk. Alright, let's see what else I can do here. Alright, so every time you pay pay a merchant for providing any service at all, you get money for it. Or you give them money. And then you will, alright, got steel settled. What about the silver sword? I still need one more silver ingot. I do have some... does not seem to sell any silver ingots. It's got some meteorite silver ingots. I can actually dismantle more advanced items like that. But I will need to remember how certain things work. Like you can fuse silver powder into silver ore, and then fuse 2 silver ore into a silver ingot. And yes, dismantle a meteorite ingot, meteorite silver ingot into a meteorite ingot and a silver ingot. It's down there in the lower left corner. Now I should have enough stuff to create the legendary Viper Silver Sword. Yes, legendary, because this is New Game Plus, and all of your regular Witcher gear is now legendary Witcher gear. Even though all of the other stuff you can create is still just normal stuff and not legendary stuff. But yes, it's always a good idea to basically do all of the shopping and crafting that you want to do first, because then the merchant will have a lot of money that you can then reacquire by selling them stuff.
So long.
But then this merchant is out of stuff, out of money. Alright, so we've got our silver weapons here. Erendite. Up to 114. By the way, I looked that up. Erendite is the name of Lancelot's sword from the King Arthur legends. And looks like the Viper Steel Sword is better than the one I brought over from the last game, from the last iteration of the game. But unfortunately I don't have enough levels to actively wield the Viper Steel Sword. Legendary Viper Steel Sword. And by the way, for New Game Plus, all of the levels are based around the exact level that your character is at when you import them from an old game. So if I were 2 levels higher, then all of the monsters would be 2 levels higher than where they are right now. I think I just walked through some swamp gas. That's what that was. Oh, there's more around here. Alright, looks like I can find another one though. I do need 3 more hits. Aw, nuts. Yeah, instant death can be, oh, here's another one. Oh, buddy hit me. Dang it. Oh well. Yeah, instant death can be kind of a pain when you're trying to power up Erendite. But I'd rather have it than not. And so I live with it. The howling kind of tipped me off as to what's awaiting me. Yeah, that's the other reason the wolves are annoying. You can see I dodged right when the wolf attacked me, but even so I got clipped. Oh dang, that's a lot of stuff. And that's an explosive barrel, so I'll leave that one be. Not gonna find anything in there. But I will find a bunch of question marks. 5 question marks I still haven't searched yet. Better get going on that. If I can clear up this corner of the map, that should pretty much be it. But yeah, I always expected that Erendite's name would come from Arthurian legend, since you get it from the Lady of the Lake, which incidentally is not a game original. Like, the Lady of the Lake, as in the Arthurian Lady of the Lake, does actually appear within the books. I think one of them's named after her. Pretty sure. Alright, I'm down to a 3 charge, but let's see what I can do against this drowner. Three more, that's it. Oh, but there's one over here, too. Nuts. Only got me up to 8. Pick up some monster guts, though. Oh. And a Temerian Lily key. Temeria has the fleur-de-lis, by the way, on its coat of arms. Sort of like France. But yes, the fleur-de-lis is the Temerian lily. Same difference. But yes, we've got another hidden treasure quest up here. So, the path is leading me up north and around the river. Although I'm just sort of realizing now that the actual destination is a considerable distance away, or towards the south. Roach does not want to catch up with me. You know, I've been playing a lot of the new Assassin's Creed games recently, before I started playing Witcher 3. The horse in those games is much more responsive. By comparison, Roach just doesn't seem to like you very much. Oh, hang on. I know this place. I know what I found in this place. Nice. Scribbled document. One deserter complaining to another about the state of the Temerian troops, whom they have deserted. Oh, for crying out loud, the bridge was right there. Dang it all, I shouldn't have followed the... Why did I even follow the little dotted line?
Come on, Roach.
The dotted line just kinda sucks most of the time. Oh hey, a new marker. That'll be useful. So much faster. Alright, let's see what else we've got around here. Okay, question marks just around the corner here.
Magic. A place of power.
Oh, a place of power and a place of wraiths. Let's see if I got my Spectre oil up. No, no. Well, I should top those off while I'm here. Yes, here's the Spectre oil. And a little necrophage oil, because there's always more necrophages. By the way, you've seen the beehives around in various places. Oh, hey there, buddy. You can use Ard to knock down a beehive, at which point you will create a bee swarm that will attack your enemy, and possibly yourself. But you can then get rid of a bee swarm by hitting it with Igni. Just, you know, burn up all the bees. Alright, more question marks to go. Still at least 3 more on the map. And hey, you know, they're in between me and the next point of the main quest here. Why not? Plus, you know, this map is actually really small compared to the ones we'll be seeing up next. Yeah, this is like the baby's first Witcher area. Although that being said, this one map is bigger than the region maps that you saw in previous games. Just already. Come on in.
Pathetic.
So, yeah. Like, even without the whole, okay. Yeah, even without the whole Noonwraith stuff, the thing that Earden does, the basic Earden trap, is it causes any enemies inside of it to get slowed down. Just a little bit. Enough to give you an edge. Right, another question mark. Just a bit to the northwest here. Although figure I should look around the camp one more time. The icon grays out once you find the main treasure, but often enough there are a lot of other containers nearby with good stuff to grab. Alright, that's some swamp gas right there. Poisonous swamp gas. Flammable swamp gas. Huh. Normally guarded treasures are guarded. Not sure what happened there. I don't think I was running through the area, killing all of its guardians as they wandered away from it. I don't think. But, you know, I'm not going to complain. Oh, great, more wolves. Got my wrong sword out. Yeah, silver sword, not too useful against wolves. Also, you'll see a lot of those little corpse X's on the minimap there. So, sometimes wolves go and attack some of the other random animals in the area. And if those animals drop items, then they will be on the ground next to the wolves. Because wolves do not pick up items. See, this is why I put necrophage oil on my sword. I knew this would happen. There are always more necrophages. And yes, that is definitely what ghouls are. Come on. Alright. So this is an abandoned site. I believe we've seen one of these before. Yep. Erendite is still at 114.
Can say what they will. Me, I'll never forget what you did for us.
So that's nice. People being grateful that we cleared away this, the monsters from the sawmill here.
Nothing left but to pray. Beg evil spares us at least.
Huh, someone killed a rabbit. Probably these wolves. Damn wolves. Even more stuff off in the distance there. But I want to see the merchant that I unlocked.
Greetings.
Wouldn't mind a look.
So the pouch is basically a general goods merchant.
Farewell.
They don't sell anything in particular. The list of what they accept and reject can actually vary from one coin purse merchant to another. Anyway, so don't know why I put a personal marker on that. I certainly didn't need one, because the game has a marker on that, the orange markers. Oh, speaking of markers, I've just found the sawmill fast travel point. And I called my horse, but it's proven unnecessary. I'm already here. Guessing this is the herbalist's place.
Bad time.
Not at all. Hand me the beggar tickets. The red bloom. Well, well, one versed in herbs.
Probably saying too much, but I know a bit. For instance, that beggar tick's poisonous.
In large doses. Small ones soothe pain and bring forth pleasant dreams. Which is all I can hope to do for her.
Griffin do that to her?
Talina. Yes. Attacked her at night. She was walking in the woods.
At night? Through the woods? In wartime?
Meeting a boy. The young, you know, do foolish things for love. Wounds are healing, but she will die. Blood's pooling in her skull. Nothing my brews can do to help.
Could try to help her with one of my potions. Swallow can heal internal hemorrhages.
But
Witcher's potions aren't for humans.
she'll die as it is.
Yes. A peaceful death soothed by your concoctions. If I give her Swallow and something goes wrong, the whole village will hear her screams.
I understand. Do as you will.
Not sure about this one.
Looking for buckthorn. Know if it grows anywhere around here?
Bottom of the river, where the channel's widest. But you do know that once out of the water...
It'll stink worse than a week-old carcass. Counting on it. I'm hunting the griffin. Need the buckthorn for bait.
I was thinking... A few years ago we had trouble, drowners under the bridge. The whole village had to pitch in for a witcher. Who now can afford the bounty on a griffin's head?
Captain Peter Sars, something.
Ah, good to know the Black One's looking out for our welfare.
Nah. I wouldn't go that far.
Nilfgaard values one thing. Order. Griffin's disturbing that. It's gotta go.
Yes. First they'll tend to the monsters, then to the folk.
Not from here, are you? A lot of bitterness in you. Too much for someone who spent her life in a hut in the middle of nowhere.
True. And you're in a hurry. Elsewise you'd not use bait, just wait for the griffin to attack again.
Believe we could have an interesting conversation.
Maybe next time.
Not sure about this decision.
Yes?
Let her die in peace, give her a chance at living.
Got any herbs you're willing to sell?
I'm sure I can find something.
Until then, we might as well look at what she's got for sale. Whole bunch of herbs, a lot of useful stuff. But I've got all my potions, it's nothing I need. Only just got a couple decoction recipes. I suppose I can sell some of this valuables stuff. Just to get rid of it. Although I could also... I don't have enough money. I could also disassemble it and get valuable crafting materials. That's another option. But yes, you'll only accept alchemy items and valuables. But I can use alchemy while still talking with her. And it's actually useful because you can immediately look up the recipes and buy stuff off of her through the alchemy menu. Hell, let's do it.
Got a potion for Lena. Swallow.
First sign of spring. Symbol of rebirth. Fitting as names go.
We'll see. Like I said, could harm her. Deeply. Works on me immediately. But I have a faster metabolism. Effects won't appear in her case for a few days.
Why'd you choose this in the end?
Decided it was better than doing nothing.
I like you, Witcher. Here. A small gift. For giving a damn.
Okay, what did we get?
Yes?
Tell me something about yourself. What's your story?
Dang.
A sad one. Do you know the Temple of Melitele in Alanda?
Do I know it? Can't remember how many times I've been there, how many times Mother Nenica stitched me up.
We must have missed each other. I started to become a healer under Mother Nenica. I was but 18 when they took me in. An age at which teachings interest one far less than love. There was a boy, Goslav. He'd bare his chest to work. The novices couldn't keep their eyes off him, tripped over their own feet, dropped things. I left the temple for him. We passed a lovely summer together, and then he left. Nenike refused to take me back. My parents uttered not a word. Gave me a travel cloak and a small coin pouch. I struggled long to find a place where I'd feel safe, needed, until I finally arrived here. End of story.
Listen, ever heard of a woman named Claire? Lived around here?
Heard of her? A mild way to put it. Claire was a friend. The only person dear to me in all of White Orchard. Until her husband, Volker, quarreled with the lord of the manor. He then gathered the family, moved out into the woods to start a new settlement. The lord and his retinue rode there to convince them to return. They were to be civil. No forcing, no bloodshed. But you saw. Word is Claire said something about the lord's son, Florian. Something that made the lord furious. But who knows the truth?
Lots of misfortune for such a small village.
'Tis so in every village. Even the smallest. You need only ask. But let's not end on a teary note. Here, a bit of solace.
More experience points. Oh. The sick person, I guess, forgot to lie down and be sick. Got reset standing up. Oh, she gave me a bunch of herbs too, along with 10 crowns. And I can gather herbs out of her place. Like I said, aside from the Nilfgaardian garrison in this area, still don't know why I'm doing that. You can actually switch your priorities between the different things that you've got. I'll figure out the right button to push to make that happen someday. But yeah, that's like the one and only place where anyone cares that you're stealing. Honestly, I do tend to prefer it that way. So, looking for buckthorn. Now, buckthorn is the rather brownish seaweed grows down here. And you need a few bits of buckthorn for 1 or 2 potions, but aside from that and this instance, you don't really need that much. Plus it grows everywhere.
Last time I stepped out anything, swear it.
Lost your key, ma'am?
No, not me key. Me pan. It always sat there empty, this hut. That is, till the night afore the battle. A man arrived, walked right in like 'twere his own. Was standing at me window, peering at the goings-on. He must have read me, 'cause next I knew, there he was, coming my way. So I grabbed me pan for protection, see? But he just asks all polite, Gran, got any birch bark by chance? Lilac berries or even a few coals? Nay, says I. And you must be right daft to pester folk at night with such foolery. But I sees he ain't listening, just staring at me pan like a magpie at a copper. Lend it to me, Gran. I'll give it back come morn. I was real baffled for what's he doing, frying in the dark. But I've got a soft heart, so I gave it to him.
Interesting. What happened then?
Afore dawn, another rode up to the hut. But come on, only the first fella left. Locked the door, hopped on his horse, and that were all I saw of him. And me pan. 'Twere old, black with soot, not worth much, I suppose. But I've no other. Will you help me, dearie? Bring an old widower pan. I could never break down that door myself. And in truth, I'm afeard to go in any road. Such a stench wafting out. Methinks the other fellow, well, that he's lying there.
Never taken on a pan contract. Fine, I'll go in, look around. You should wait here, just in case.
Think I can knock this down? Yeah, sure enough. Alright, got some stuff to loot here. Rotting flesh.
A corpse. Explains the stench.
Oh dear.
His throat. He was garroted. And some old scars. Kind of soldier might have.
What's that, dearie?
Nothing. Nothing. Cracked monocle. Interesting.
But when I gab to myself, they say I'm going barmy.
Yes, the game is acknowledging that when Geralt mutters to himself, he is in fact muttering out loud.
The priceless frying pan. Scrubbed clean. Looks like the mystery man didn't need the pan so much as the soot off it to make ink, write letters.
Found the pan, have ye?
Documents, almost entirely burnt. A few pieces still legible.
Alright. Somebody with a dirty mouth was waiting for someone else. Working with Nilfgaard, by the looks of it. Yes, a Nilfgaardian spy.
Found the pan, have ye?
Who encountered a counter spy, I guess. Killed him and ran.
Here, your frying pan.
Mine? But mine were black with soot, and I could see myself in this one if I wanted. But them years are past.
It was the soot the man needed. He scraped it off to make ink. Must have had an urgent letter to write. Urgently burned some other documents too.
And the other fellow?
Dead. Round up a few boys and bury him outside the village. Deep, so the necrophages don't dig him up. And take my advice. Don't mention this to the Nilfgaardians.
Hang about! You've earned a token of thanks. Here, sonny, for the road. Fry up a nice white fish for supper. Or a pie.
Well, that was interesting.
Fry up a nice white fish for supper. Or a pie.
Give me some baked apples. And some bread. And some apple juice. Ooh. Now, I would normally be tearing through the food items to regain health, but yeah, because I've got that one mutation, I don't have to worry about it. I can subsist entirely on raspberries. But yeah, did you notice her face, though? Because they've got this sort of surface-level wrinkles on the old person textures. It's a bit distracting. It doesn't... The wrinkles don't look nearly deep enough as what you would expect from someone old.
Viper-eyed Hellraiser.
Limitations of the engine of the character modeling, I suppose. It is a bit distracting, though. Anyway, you may be wondering where the heck I'm going. Well, the thing is that on a test run, I encountered a whole bunch of high-level neckers along the western edge of the map. Not by anything, just sort of hanging out.
Damn, you're ugly.
And, you know, I figured it'd be a good way to power up my sword. Whole bunch of neckers here. Oh! Took him out in one. But I can hit him. Dang it. Sword's at full charge, but I still need to hit something one more time. Kill one more thing with it before it'll discharge and I'll get my permanent upgrade. There we go. That did it. Alright, all sorts of dead animals around here. Neckers were just not taking prisoners. A bunch of raw meat, various animal hides. You know, in previous games you had to actively find a book, read the book to get a bestiary entry, and only then could you actually harvest parts from each animal, from each monster. I have to say I much prefer the way it works in Witcher 3. You just get the parts.